I once cried over burnt toast, like full meltdown. Was it really about the toast? No, but try telling that to my 7 a.m. brain. Emotions, they're wild little things, right? One second you're calm and composed, and the next you're Googling how to change your name and move to Portugal because someone cut you off in traffic. Before we get into this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want weekly inspiration that helps you stay grounded and glow up emotionally. Subtle flexes only. Now here's the truth. Some people have emotional control that's almost magical. Others of us say things we regret mid-sentence, and that can get messy, especially at work, with family, or with someone you actually care about. But emotional control isn't about pretending you don't feel things. It's about responding instead of reacting. So if you've ever wished you could just pause your meltdown and choose a better move, you're in the right place. Let's walk through 6 strategies that will help you master your emotions without losing your humanity. 1. Remember, negative emotions don't last. That moment you're furious or heartbroken, it feels eternal, but it's not. Think about how many times you were upset last month. How many of those things actually still matter? Exactly. But emotions trick us into thinking they're forever. They make us want to slam doors or send dramatic texts with no punctuation. Try this instead. When you're emotional, zoom out. Ask yourself, will I care about this next week, next month? That perspective can stop you from doing something you'll regret. And trust me, the relief of not burning a bridge feels better than any temporary release. And here's the truth, acting on emotions that don't last often creates damage that does. A sharp comment made in anger can bruise a relationship for years. Taking action in sadness or jealousy can sabotage opportunities. The goal is not to suppress how you feel, but to remind yourself that feelings are like weather. They pass. You don't need to build a house in the middle of a storm. 2. Notice when it's happening, then name it. The moment you feel that emotional wave building, stop and ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Labeling it helps, not I'm losing it, but I'm overwhelmed, or I'm disappointed, or I feel ignored. Naming your emotion helps you process it like an adult instead of letting it throw a toddler tantrum in your brain. It also keeps you from lying to yourself with made-up justifications. Example, I'm just mad because they were rude. But really, you felt hurt or dismissed. See the difference? When you know what's really going on, you can address the real problem, not the surface reaction. And here's where real growth begins, because naming your emotions is a form of emotional literacy. When you can say, I feel rejected, or I feel anxious because I'm unsure, you step into clarity instead of confusion. That clarity puts you back in charge. It's hard to make wise decisions when you don't even know what you're actually feeling. This is how you stop reacting blindly and start responding intentionally. 3. Create space before reacting. Emotions aren't something that happen to us. Most of the time, they're reactions we practice. Some of us are professional overreactors. But here's a magic trick. Pause. Give yourself space between feeling something and acting on it. Take a beat, take a lap, take a bite of something carby if needed. Even a 10-second pause can save you from sending that regrettable message or saying something you'll need to apologize for later. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. And here's why space is so powerful. It interrupts the cycle. If your emotional response usually goes from 0 to 100, pausing helps you create a new habit. It becomes your reset button. It gives your logic time to catch up with your feelings. Whether it's taking a sip of water, counting backwards from 10, or literally walking out of the room, that tiny pause is the difference between chaos and control. 4. Learn from emotional role models. Think of someone who seems unbothered by drama. They stay calm in chaos. They listen before speaking. They don't match your energy. They manage theirs. Now ask yourself, how do they do that? If you know them personally, ask. If not, observe them. Read what they read. Watch how they pause, breathe, redirect, and protect their peace. Because let's be real, you wouldn't take financial advice from someone who's broke. So stop taking emotional advice from people who can't even have a normal conversation without yelling. And no, emotional role models don't have to be perfect. In fact, the best ones are the people who used to be hotheads and learned to chill. When you see someone who has mastered patience, grace, or emotional neutrality, learn from them like it's a free course. Ask questions, study their tone. You'll be surprised how often emotional mastery is just a handful of tools repeated consistently. Move your energy, literally. Feelings aren't just in your head, they're in your body. And if you sit in them too long, they stew. So when you're frustrated, anxious, or stuck in a loop, get up, walk, stretch, dance, vacuum like you're releasing demons. Exercise isn't just good for your body, it's emotional first aid. Even a 10-minute walk can help shift your mood, or phone a friend who makes you laugh snort. That counts too. Don't stay still and sulky. Change your scene, change your state. The key here is energy has to move. You can't expect to feel better if you're sitting in the same place where the negative emotion started. This is especially true with emotions like anger, anxiety, or sadness. They build momentum when you stay still. Even a small movement sends a message to your body. We're not stuck, we're shifting. You don't need a gym membership to reset your nervous system. You just need to move. 6, breathe on purpose. You can't snap your fingers and make sadness or anger disappear, but you can change your breathing and that changes everything. Why? Because your breath is your emotional anchor. When you're panicking, your breathing gets shallow and fast, so flip it. Inhale slowly, exhale even slower. Count your breaths. Feel the air going in and out. Try holding your breath for 5 seconds, then release. Do that for 30 seconds. Sounds simple, but it's powerful. Your nervous system will get the memo. And here's why this matters, because when you slow your breathing, you're actually sending signals to your brain that it's safe. This isn't woo-woo, it's biology. Deep breathing calms your amygdala, the part of your brain that panics, and lets your rational brain come back online. You'll think more clearly, speak more wisely, and regain control without needing to say a word. You are not your emotions. You feel anger, you are not anger. You experience sadness, you are not sadness. Emotions are messengers, not masters. They're there to alert you, not to control you. You're the one behind the wheel. For more calm, practical mindset tools like these, check the link in the description. It's right down below, quiet and steady like your future emotional responses. And I'll leave you with this. You can feel deeply and still show up wisely. Emotional control isn't cold, it's courageous. Keep growing, you've got this.